Hi, this is Weekly Reflections, and I'm Nancy Joy. Missed last week's reflections, heard from some of you. I was in Minneapolis doing a 5-day emotional transformation retreat with 8 wonderful women, and they always blow me out of the water. Each one's better than the next, so hope I can come do one by you sometime. But moving right along here, the quote is I want to talk about emotions today in a new way. And the title of this is The Emotional Weather Forecast Amidst Planetary Dancing and Shifting. There's a lot going on planetary-wise. We kind of got into it a little bit in the last reflections. And it's having a chaotic, stressful effect to a certain extent, of course, on our emotional fields. And so there's some great stuff to share with you. And first I want to share a quote that Jackie, a good friend of mine, sent me. I'm not that familiar with the Bible, and I had never heard this before, but it's from Ezekiel 36:26. And it says, I will give you a new heart and put a new spirit in you. I will remove from your heart of stone and give you a heart of flesh. Whoa, so cool. I just love it. That's the quote from the prophet Ezekiel in the Bible. And when I talk about I'm in touch with the emotional field of Ezekiel, of humanity, and the name that came through to use was Ezekiel. And I guess I'm understanding more and more why now, right? So anyway, here's my emotional weather forecast for the week. I think you'll get a kick out of it. It's crazy out there, folks. Full moon in Scorpio opposite the sun, as it conjuncts Mars, which is opposite Venus. There you have Mars and Venus, the male and the female, opposing each other, while Mars still remains retrograde. And Mars is closest to the Earth right now at this time of full moon, as it's been in many, many, many years. So you will have a lots of opportunity in the next couple of weeks to see that fiery, bright red Mars. So enjoy it and tune in with it. And then it's okay, Mars still remains retrograde. Possible tornadoes of emotions likely. Prepare for an increased activity on Thursday, May 26th, as the 2 largest planets in our solar system, Jupiter and Saturn, oppose each other, square off. Expect possible weather anomalies that could range from severe to moderate, depending on the location in your chart. I thought it was pretty funny. Anyway, so there is a lot going on. When you take to the 2 great big planetary bodies in our solar system in a face-off, Jupiter being wisdom and expansion, good fortune, and Saturn being we're going to learn the lesson. This is how it's going to work. We're going to make it happen no matter what. So boom, right? So you can feel like we talked about last week, you're in the middle. My terminology was, feeling like you're on a bike trip, pedaling through clay or something like that. It's this hard, with the handbrake on. That's what it was. Going on a bike trip with a handbrake on. And I am hearing from a lot of clients there is a lot of really people jittery, upset emotionally. So that is going on out there, and nothing like a little emotional weather humor to start the week, right? But I did have an amazing experience in Wisconsin, and I'm realizing Minneapolis, I'm realizing more and more with these wonderful one-day retreats that I'm doing, that when a group heart forms like this, the transformation of emotions is absolutely spectacular. We've talked about no more processing. You don't have to get into who did what to who. You don't have to go into past lives, because all that drags you back into the past. But what is important in the 5D emotional field is to embrace the emotions and move them through your entire being, through your heart. And in a group heart, it's so much easier. And you're moving them all back to love. It's an amazing love frequency that's created. And it's also very clear to me, and that's why I changed the name of the retreats to, first of all, 5D emotional transformation retreats rather than healing retreats. We are transforming the energy of emotions. We're not still healing them. And I no longer call these things workshops because it's not work. It's amazing fun, so much love frequency. So they are retreats, a retreat from that duality of being smushed and stuck and things being so chaotic. So they're pretty wonderful. So following this thread, I was absolutely thrilled and validated this week to read an article in the New York Times announcing that the Dalai Lama has teamed up with a renowned and famous psychologist, his name is Paul Ekman, to build an atlas of emotions. Interesting, huh? That aims to map out all of the feelings a human can experience. He goes on to share that when individuals become self-aware, that's the Dalai Lama, that when individuals become self-aware about their emotions, the emotional field, that it can have a positive ripple effect on society. I couldn't agree more. I do have a link to the Atlas of Emotions. If you're on YouTube, you can look it up. It's very interesting. I'm not sure where I stand with mapping out emotions on a 2D piece of paper and saying this is how it works, because your emotional body is so amazing and fluid and moving in and out, calm and then more rapid, and much like a river flowing along. Anyway, it is interesting, and I did look at it all. Then the Dalai Lama went on to say, I'll see if I can get this exact quote here. Let me see. Well, I'm not finding it, but he went on to say that humans have the innate capacity to have destructive emotions, but they forget they also have constructive emotions. Ezekiel has taught me that all emotions are constructive if used that way. All emotions are a blessing. The emotional field was created without any judgment to any of its aspects to help us return to love. And so I would say all emotions can be used constructively. They don't ever have to be destructive. And it is a matter of consciousness, and that's changing now, which is so exciting. We are transforming out of the age where we need to dumb down our emotions with drugs or a society that's afraid to step into them and create something new in the golden age with our feelings and emotions. So as the emotional weather on our planet shifts and changes from moment to moment, as real weather often does, it is creating opportunity for great growth for fields of opportunity, just like the weather creates beautiful fields of lavender and corn and so on to feed us. But if this week, which is pretty intense, finds you freaking out a little bit and unable to settle down, don't try to make the feelings go away. Don't try to make them go away. Learn some. There's tapping. There's many techniques. I'm a real fan of tapping. There's the open heart we do with the breathing. Best to do, though, is to get a group, one other or two or three people together, meditate, create a group heart, and allow yourselves to bring the emotions through that group heart back to love. Ezekiel's always explained to me that the heart is the emotional integrator, bringing it all together and then sending it back out as light, as love. And so that's where we're headed. If you want to understand your emotions really clearly, I suggest my book, The Wounded Heart, available on Amazon, because it does get into each of the emotional fields and why it was created and how to use it constructively. And I am excited about the retreats and would love to come and do them in your area if that ever opens up for you. They're just one day long. They're very reasonable for anyone. And the group heart then creates a field or a template in your area for emotional transformation. And as a little footnote there, I will be in Florida, last week or so, maybe 2 of June into July. So if anyone in Florida is interested in hosting a 5D transformational retreat, please let me know. That would be so much fun. So open the door. Emotional energy emanates from the heart, and it is scientifically proven and can be measured and felt as a wave which ripples outward into every cell and beyond. And that's scientifically measurable. So this is where we're going. Catch the magic. breathe in this week. If you need any help, I'm here from you. There's the free mini sessions. I'll be in Williston, North Dakota, the first weekend in June, and then Florida. So look me up, okay? Have a great week. Take care of who you are. Bye now.